They taught us how to laugh through life's toughest days, but behind that iconic, unstoppable joy lay real lives quietly touched by heartbreak, devastating illness, and the unyielding march of time. In the late 1970s, Laverne and Shirley became the beating heart of American television, bringing pure comfort and the beauty of fierce friendship into millions of living rooms. We fell completely in love with their vibrant, youthful energy. But time is a silent, ruthless thief that spares no hero. Decades later, the bright studio lights have faded into a melancholy twilight, revealing a heartbreaking reality as legendary stars like Penny Marshall, Cindy Williams, and David Lander have all quietly stepped off the stage forever. Behind the show's chaotic, unforgettable comedy lay real-world battles with silent suffering and personal losses that the cameras never showed. Step behind the veil of nostalgia with us today as we look back at the unforgettable cast we love so much, celebrating their glorious highs and facing the haunting truth of what time eventually did to them all. 1. Michael McKean. We all remember the lovable, dim-witted greaser who effortlessly stole our hearts with a simple, clueless stare. As the unforgettable Lenny Kosnowski in the smash hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actor Michael McKean brought a brilliant physical comedy to our screens that defined a generation. Born on October 17, 1947 in New York City, McKean acted as the perfect, bumbling half of television's funniest neighbor duo. Standing as one of the proud, resilient survivors of the original main cast, he carries the weight of a beautiful, fading era into the present day. While he has faced the inevitable, quiet physical slowdowns that come with aging, McKean remains sharp and active. However, his path has not been entirely untouched by sudden, shocking trauma. In May 2012, while walking in New York, the beloved actor was struck by a car, suffering a deeply frightening broken leg and multiple severe physical injuries. For millions of viewers who always saw Lenny as an indestructible, energetic force of youth, seeing him suddenly broken and hospitalized was a tender, melancholic reminder of how quickly the fragility of life can catch up to our television heroes. Following his iconic run on the show, McKean famously shattered the curse of typecasting, building one of the most brilliant chameleonic careers in Hollywood. He did not fade away. Instead, he immortalized himself in rock history as David St. Hubbins in This Is Spinal Tap and completely captivated modern audiences as Chuck McGill in the masterpiece Better Call Saul. In his personal life, after navigating a painful, quiet divorce from his first wife, Susan Russell, in 1993, he found his lifelong anchor with actress Annette O'Toole. The two married in 1999, creating a beautiful, rock-solid partnership. He holds a well-earned estate, estimated at around $12 million. He never chased an empty lifestyle of flashy supercar collections. His wealth is safely secured in prime real estate and a staggering, respected catalog of artistic craftsmanship. Looking back from the vantage point of 2026, Lenny Kosnowski remains a crowning jewel of classic television, a comforting piece of our collective childhood memory that reminds us of a magical time when friendship was fierce, laughter was pure, and a simple greaser could bring a whole nation together. 2. Penny Marshall. She was the tough, fast-talking girl from the Bronx with the famous cursive L on her sweaters, teaching a whole generation of women how to stand tall with unapologetic humor. As the unforgettable Laverne DeFazio in the smash hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actress Penny Marshall brought a brilliantly spunky working-class charm to our screens. Born on October 15, 1943 in New York, Marshall was the perfect comedic firecracker of the series. When her incredible earthly journey came to a quiet close on December 17, 2018, at the age of 75, classic television lost one of its most fiercely independent and beloved trailblazers. Her final decade was marked by a deeply private, exhausting battle with severe health challenges, hidden far away from the blinding Hollywood spotlights. Marshall faced a harrowing battle with lung and brain cancer starting in 2009, which she bravely beat into remission, only to suffer severe complications from diabetes in her final years. She passed away quietly at her home in Hollywood Hills, California. For millions of fans who spent their childhoods watching her enthusiastically slap a glove onto a beer bottle, her quiet departure from diabetic complications brought a tender, profoundly melancholic realization that even the most indestructible spirits eventually yield to time. Following her historic run on the show, Marshall did something truly extraordinary. She stepped behind the camera to completely shatter Hollywood's glass ceiling. She didn't just stay in acting, she became an absolute powerhouse director, helming legendary, timeless cinematic masterpieces like Big and A-League of their own. In her personal life, however, she navigated a turbulent path shadowed by the relentless pressures of fame. She endured 2 high-profile, painful divorces, most notably from Hollywood icon Rob Reiner in 1981, ultimately choosing a fiercely independent, solitary path later in life to protect her peace. Penny Marshall's beautiful journey reminds us that the greatest victory in life is refusing to let the world limit what you can achieve, whether in front of the camera or leading behind it. Her resilient life leaves us with a profound lesson. True success means channeling your struggles into art, protecting your independence, and always leaving a trail of inspiration for others to follow. The bright studio lights of the late 70s have gone dark, but the fierce, loving fire she gave to our lives continues to warm our hearts generations later. 3. Leslie Easterbrook. She was the tall, stunning, and unapologetically bold blonde neighbor who turned heads and brought a burst of glamorous comedy to the show's later seasons. As the lively Rhonda Lee in the smash hit sitcom Laverne Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actress Leslie Easterbrook injected a fresh, theatrical energy into our living rooms. Born on July 29, 1949 in Los Angeles, California, Easterbrook was a marvelous comedic firecracker who proved she was far more than just a beautiful face. Standing proudly today as one of the resilient living survivors of the classic cast, she carries the warm, golden memories of Burbank into the present day. Following her memorable run on the series, Easterbrook shattered the curse of being typecast by completely reinventing herself in Hollywood. She did not fade away. Instead, she achieved permanent pop culture immortality as the fierce, voluptuous Sergeant Callahan in the beloved Police Academy film franchise. She also graced Broadway and lent her powerful singing voice to the national anthem at the Super Bowl. In her personal life, after navigating a quiet, painful early divorce from actor Victor Holchak in 1988, she found her lifelong anchor with famous television writer Dan Wilcox, building a stable, loving partnership. Today, she holds a well-earned estate estimated at around $1.5 million. She never chased a flashy lifestyle of supercar collections. Her real fortune is safely anchored in her respected acting legacy and a lifetime of dedicated craftsmanship. Looking back from the vantage point of 2026, Rhonda Lee remains a treasured, vibrant piece of our collective childhood memory, a comforting reminder of an era when a secondary character could confidently step into the frame, look the world in the eye, and effortlessly steal our hearts. Leslie Easterbrook's beautiful journey reminds us that true star power is about versatility and the courage to continuously adapt, whether playing a glamorous neighbor or a tough police officer. Her life leaves us with a profound lesson. Enjoy the bright spotlights when they find you, but always anchor your true happiness in steady work and a peaceful home. The television sets of the early 80s have gone dark, but the bold, joyful spark she gave to our lives continues to warm our hearts generations later. 4. Cindy Williams. She was the sweet, idealistic dreamer with a heart of gold, whose gentle nature perfectly balanced the wild storms of television's favorite brewery duo. As the unforgettable Shirley Feeney in the smash hit sitcom Laverne Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actress Cindy Williams brought a beautifully innocent, romantic charm to our screens. Born on August 22, 1947 in Los Angeles, California, Williams was the sentimental heartbeat of the series. When her unexpected earthly departure arrived on January 25, 2023, at the age of 75, fans worldwide felt a sudden heavy pang of sorrow, realizing the last of our beloved brewery girls had finally gone home. Williams passed away peacefully at her home in Los Angeles, surrounded by her loving children. For the millions of viewers who spent their childhoods watching her neatly fold her clothes and hold her beloved stuffed cat, Boo Boo Kitty, her sudden exit brought a tender, profoundly melancholic realization. The pristine, ever-optimistic girl next door, who made the world feel a little safer, had stepped off the stage, leaving a beautiful, silent void in classic television history. Behind the scenes, Williams navigated a complex path marked by intense pressures. In 1982, a highly publicized, painful contract dispute over her pregnancy led to her abrupt, heartbreaking departure from the show before its final season, fracturing her legendary partnership with Penny Marshall for years before they deeply reconciled. She did not leave Hollywood, continuing to shine on Broadway in The Drowsy Chaperone and making guest appearances on Seventh Heaven. In her personal life, she endured a painful, quiet divorce from musician Bill Hudson in 2000 after 18 years of marriage, focusing her heart entirely on her children. At the time of her passing, Cindy Williams left behind a well-managed estate estimated at around $10 million, built on a lifetime of steady theater work, acting residuals, and her best-selling memoir. She never cared for flashy supercar collections or empty Hollywood vanity. Her real fortune was found in her private family life and an unshakable place in entertainment history. Looking back from the vantage point of 2026, Shirley Feeney remains an immortal monument of pure comfort, a treasured piece of our collective childhood memory that reminds us of a magical era when hope was bright and boundless. 5. Henry Polich II. That booming, smooth, and flawlessly theatrical voice instantly commanded our attention and tied together the wonderful chaos of the series. As the announcer and a memorable guest performer in the hit sitcom Laverne Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actor Henry Polich II brought a unique flair and old-school showbiz charm to our screens. Born on February 20th, 1945 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Polich possessed a sharp, charismatic presence that elevated every frame he touched. When his artistic journey came to a quiet close on August 11, 2013, at the age of 68, the world lost one of the most uniquely gifted, versatile voices of a golden television era. His final years were spent under the quiet shadow of a brave, exhausting battle with a terminal illness, hidden away from the frantic Hollywood lens. Police passed away peacefully from cancer after a long fight in Los Angeles, California. For the millions of viewers who spent their childhoods captivated by his smooth vocal delivery and impeccable comedic timing, his departure brought a tender, profoundly melancholic realization. The man whose words had effortlessly energized our living rooms had quietly fallen silent, leaving a beautiful, nostalgic void behind. At the time of his passing, Henry Polich II left behind a secure, well-managed estate estimated at around $8 million. He never cared for flashy supercar collections. His real fortune was found in his rare theatrical memorabilia, his teaching legacy, and an unshakable place in our collective childhood memories. Looking back from the vantage point of 2026, his work remains a beautiful milestone, a treasured reminder of an era when a powerful voice and pure craftsmanship could leave an immortal mark on the hearts of generations. Henry Polich II's journey reminds us that true star power is not just about being the main lead, but about bringing absolute brilliance to every single role you are given. His dedicated life leaves us with a profound lesson. Pass your passion down to the next generation and keep your soul safely anchored in your craft. The bright studio sets of the late 70s have gone dark, but the magnificent, resonant echo of the joy he left behind continues to warm our hearts generations later. 6. David Lander. That famous, high-pitched hello instantly signaled the arrival of television's most hilariously eccentric greaser duo, bringing an immediate smile to millions of faces. As the unforgettable Andrew Squiggy Squigman in the smash hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actor David Lander delivered a masterclass in physical comedy and brilliant, sharp-witted delivery. Born on June 22, 1947 in Brooklyn, New York, Lander was the perfect, beautifully chaotic comedic firecracker of the series. When his inspiring earthly journey came to a quiet close on December 4th, 2020, at the age of 73, classic television lost one of its most profoundly resilient and cherished icons. Behind his vibrant slapstick energy lay a staggering private battle against a relentless enemy that he hid from the public for 15 exhausting years. Lander was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1984, just a year after the show ended, a devastating reality that slowly robbed him of his physical mobility. He passed away peacefully from complications of the disease at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California. For fans who always pictured Squiggy as an indestructible, energetic force of youth, discovering the immense, quiet physical torture he braved behind closed doors brought a tender, deeply moving realization of his true strength. Despite the heavy physical toll of his illness, Lander refused to let the disease break his spirit or force him away from his beloved Hollywood craft. He built a magnificent voice acting career, lending his distinct talents to masterpieces like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and A Bug's Life, while steadily appearing on camera in hits like Twin Peaks. He also became a powerful global ambassador for the National MS Society, dedicating his remaining years to lifting up others. In a town notorious for broken relationships, his personal life was a beautiful victory. He shared a deeply devoted, loving 36-year marriage with his wife, Kathy Fields. David Lander's beautiful journey reminds us that the people who spend their lives making us laugh are often fighting the most courageous, quiet battles in the dark. His resilient life leaves us with a profound lesson. Never let your physical limitations define your spirit. Protect the love that grounds you, and always use your platform to bring light to others. The bright studio sets of the late 70s have gone dark, but the fierce, loving fire he gave to our lives continues to warm our hearts generations later. 7. Betty Garrett. She was the warm, fiercely protective, and vivacious landlady who stepped in to become the steady, maternal anchor our favorite brewery girls so desperately needed. As the unforgettable Edna Babish in the smash hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, the legendary Broadway and Hollywood star Betty Garrett brought a magnificent, seasoned grace and impeccable comedic timing to our screens. Born on May 23, 1919, in St. Joseph, Missouri, Garrett was already a revered icon of MGM's golden musical era. When her long, incredibly vibrant earthly journey came to a peaceful close on February 12, 2011, at the advanced age of 91, the entertainment world said a tender goodbye to a true queen of classic show business. Her final chapter arrived quietly, away from the grueling schedule of the sound stages, after a remarkably long, healthy life dedicated entirely to the arts. Garrett passed away peacefully from an aortic aneurysm at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California. For the millions of viewers who spent their childhoods watching her joyfully dispense tough love advice or gracefully marry Laverne's father on the show, her quiet departure at 91 brought a deeply moving, melancholic realization. The maternal, ever-resilient woman who kept the chaotic world of the girls grounded had quietly stepped off the stage, yielding beautifully to the march of time. Behind the bright spotlights of her late career television success lay real-world heartbreaks and political scars that few modern fans fully understand. During the height of her early fame, Garrett's career was brutally derailed when she and her beloved husband, actor Larry Parks, were blacklisted in Hollywood during the Red Scare of the 1950s. a devastating bykitsch that forced them onto the theater trail for years to survive. She did not let Hollywood break her. Instead, she bravely reclaimed her legendary status on All in the Family and Laverne and Shirley. In her personal life, she remained devotedly married to Parks for 31 beautiful years until his passing in 1975, never marrying again. 8. Henry Winkler. With a simple snap of his fingers and a cool, leather-clad salute, he became the absolute blueprint of effortless cool for an entire generation of television history. As the legendary Arthur Fonzarelli, affectionately known as the Fonz, making iconic crossover guest appearances in the hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actor Henry Winkler brought an unforgettable electric charm to our screens. Born on October 30th, 1945, in Manhattan, New York, Winkler was the ultimate cultural phenomenon of the era, standing proudly as a vibrant, beloved survivor of that golden television age. He carries the timeless spirit of our youth into the present day. While he has avoided major public health crises, Winkler's path to the top was shadowed by a private, deeply painful struggle with severe dyslexia, a condition completely misunderstood during his youth, causing his strict parents to label him lazy and stupid. Furthermore, the dizzying overnight pressure of playing the most popular character on Earth severely typecast him, leaving him terrified that his career would vanish after the leather jacket was hung up. For millions of viewers who saw Fonzie as an invincible, completely flawless god of confidence, discovering the profound self-doubt and quiet battles he carried behind the scenes brings a tender, moving reminder of his immense human resilience. Today, he holds a highly successful, well-earned estate estimated at around $40 million. He never cared for ostentatious supercar collections or isolating vanity. His real fortune is anchored in his massive literary catalog, premium real estate, and a legendary legacy of kindness. Looking back from the vantage point of 2026, Fonzie remains an immortal monument of pure comfort, a treasured piece of our collective childhood memory that beautifully reminds us of a magical era when confidence was kind, loyalty was fierce, and a thumbs up could change the world. 9. Ed Marinaro. He was the tall, ruggedly handsome stuntman and landlord's nephew whose dashing charm and athletic presence brought a major wave of romantic tension to Burbank. As the memorable Sonny Saint-Jacques, sometimes appearing in transcripts as Sony Sanchez, in the hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actor Ed Marinaro perfectly embodied the classic smooth-talking heartbeat of the show's later seasons. Born on March 31st, 1950 in New York City, Marinaro brought an authentic, robust energy to our screens. Standing proudly today as one of the resilient living survivors of that golden television age, he carries the vibrant memories of our youth into the present day. Now navigating his mid-70s, Marinaro has embraced the natural quiet, slowing down that time demands, remaining completely grounded and healthy. Before entering Hollywood, he faced the immense physical toll and brutal injury risks of being a legendary runner-up Heisman Trophy college football star and an NFL running back. Transitioning from the high adrenaline world of professional sports into the fickle, high-pressure world of Hollywood acting was a quiet, intense personal challenge that few truly understood. For millions of viewers who still see Sonny as the invincible, effortless symbol of youthful strength, seeing him age with quiet dignity brings a tender, melancholic reminder of our own passing years. Following his memorable run on the series, Marinaro shattered the curse of being viewed as just an athlete, building a highly respected career in dramatic television. He did not leave Hollywood. Instead, he immortalized himself as Officer Joe Coffey in the iconic masterpiece Hill Street Blues, and later captivated comedy fans as Coach Marty Daniels in Blue Mountain State. In his personal life, he chose a path of remarkable, quiet stability amidst the chaotic temptations of fame. He has shared a deeply devoted, rock-solid marriage with his beloved wife, Tracy York since 2001, focusing his heart entirely on his family and fitness. 10. Eddie Mecca. He was the smooth-stepping, big-hearted sweetheart known as the Big Ragu, whose infectious smile and dreams of making it big on Broadway brought pure golden joy to our screens. As the unforgettable Carmine Ragusa in the smash hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, actor Eddie Mecca delivered a masterclass in musical charm and fierce old-school loyalty. Born on June 14, 1952, in Worcester, Massachusetts, Mecca acted as the perfect romantic heartbeat of the series. When his earthly journey came to a quiet close on November 27, 2021, at the age of 69, classic television lost one of its most genuinely warm and exceptionally talented song and dance men. His final chapter arrived peacefully but unexpectedly, away from the glitz of the entertainment world. Mecca passed away quietly at his home in Newhall, California, with loved ones later sharing that he had been privately battling a period of failing health. For the millions of viewers who still vividly remember him tap dancing across the living room or singing his heart out to Shirley, his quiet departure at 69 brought a tender, deeply moving realization. The boundless, energetic young man who once taught us to chase our dreams had stepped off the stage forever, yielding softly to the unyielding march of time. Following his iconic run on the show, Mecca fiercely kept his theatrical passion alive. He didn't leave show business. Instead, he returned to his beloved roots in regional theater, starring in productions like Fiddler on the Roof and making guest appearances on hits like Family Matters. In his personal life, after enduring a painful, quiet, early divorce from actress Dee Lee Lively in 1992, he found his true lifelong anchor. He married Yvonne Marie Marneo in 1994, building a beautifully stable, loving 27-year marriage completely untouched by the toxic traps of Hollywood. At the time of his passing, Eddie Mecca left behind a secure, well-managed estate estimated at around $500,000. He never cared for flashy supercar collections or grand, empty vanity mansions. His ultimate wealth lay in his private family life, his Tony-nominated stage legacy, and an unshakable place in our collective memories. Looking back from the vantage point of 2026, Carmine Ragusa remains a treasured monument of pure comfort, a beautiful reminder of a simpler, more magical era when a secondary character could step into the frame and effortlessly dance away with our hearts. 11. Vicki Lawrence. She marched onto our screens with an absolute whirlwind of military discipline and comedic chaos, instantly stealing every single scene she touched. As the fierce, unforgettable Sergeant Alvinia T. Plout in the smash hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983, the legendary actress and singer Vicki Lawrence brought a magnificent, sharp-witted energy to the series. Born on March 26, 1949 in Inglewood, California, Lawrence was already a highly revered queen of sketch comedy. Standing proudly as one of the most vibrant, beloved living survivors of that golden television age, she carries the warm, enduring spirit of our youth into the present day. Following her memorable guest run on the show, Lawrence completely shattered the boundaries of television comedy, cementing her status as an absolute industry icon. She did not fade away. Instead, she immortalized herself globally as the sharp-tongued, beloved matriarch Mama in Mama's Family, and spent decades touring her hit stage shows. In sharp contrast to the chaotic, broken personal lives so common under the blinding studio lights, her personal life is a beautiful victory. After a brief early marriage, she found her lifelong anchor with head cameraman Al Schultz, building a rock-solid, deeply devoted 51-year marriage. Today, she holds a highly successful, well-earned estate, estimated at around $10 million, built on a lifetime of steady television dominance and iconic music residuals. She never cared for flashy supercar collections or grand, empty vanity mansions. Her true fortune is safely secured in a stable, comfortable lifestyle and an unshakable place in entertainment history. Looking back from the vantage point of 2026, Sergeant Plout remains a treasured piece of our collective childhood memory, a comforting reminder of a magical era when true star power could light up our living rooms with a single, brilliant look. Vicki Lawrence's beautiful journey reminds us that true brilliance lies in the ability to bring absolute dedication and joy to every role, whether playing a tough soldier or a hilarious grandmother. Her resilient life leaves us with a profound lesson. Stay completely true to your passion, use your struggles to help others, and always protect the love that anchors your soul. The bright television sets of the late 70s have gone dark, but the fierce, loving fire she gave to our lives continues to warm our hearts today. As the quiet static of the television screen fades into the dark, we are left with the heartbreaking realization that nearly 50 years have slipped away since Laverne and Shirley, 1976, first filled our homes with pure comfort. The energetic, youthful world of the Milwaukee Brewery Girls has vanished into history, leaving behind a bittersweet truth. Almost the entire core cast who shaped our childhoods has passed away. From Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams to David Lander and Eddie Mecca, the vibrant voices that once anchored our nights have all fallen silent. Behind the show's manic physical comedy lay deeply human chapters, real-world health battles, professional heartbreaks, and the heavy shadows of the Hollywood blacklist. Time has ruthlessly taken this legendary generation from us, yet it can never erase the warm memories frozen in our hearts. Thank you for journeying down this nostalgic road with us until the very end. Please consider leaving a like, sharing your favorite memories in the comments, and subscribing to the channel so we can keep these golden eras alive together.